Continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Warner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, and Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
Peyton Place lies roughly 90 miles from Boston. Shortly before her death, Catherine Harrington addressed an envelope to her Boston attorneys. It was her last attempt to control her family.
Mr. Kennerly.
Yes, Miss Mays?
A round-trip ticket to Peyton Place.
Oh, yes, thank you.
The attested copy of Mrs. Harrington's will.
Thank you. Where's the codicil?
Right here.
Oh. Well, they'll find this interesting. Very interesting.
Norm, can I borrow your razor? I left mine in Betty's room.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Rod? You're going to read Mother's will today. Well, I've been doing a lot of thinking about, well, what next? Is it going to be the same?
Oh, Norman, how can it be? Mother's dead. Rod, she's gone. You have to accept it. That's all we all do. It's life. You better go in and finish getting dressed.
Am I dismissed?
Wait a minute, little brother.
Well, you must be through with me, big brother. You've given me your platitude for the day.
Now, just a second. Now, I know it's hard on you, but it isn't easy for Dad and me either. Don't you forget that.
Will you listen to me? Rod, for once in your life, will you really listen to me?
Yeah, if you stop shouting.
All I've been trying to tell you is we've got to quit being polite. We've got to talk, to reach out, to communicate somehow before it's too late.
How? How? By joining the Little League and having Dad come down and root for the home team? It's a little late for that now, too.
Well, we could sit down with him and try.
You know better than that.
Have you done any thinking about you and Betty?
What do you think?
You know where you're headed, don't you?
Nowhere.
You're going to end up just like Mom and Dad. If it was me, I'd do anything rather than just...
You think I wouldn't? No. I know how this must sound, but... Well, maybe after they read Mother's will. She's bound to have left us some money.
Rod, how much happiness did it buy her? Or Dad?
Well, maybe they never tried to buy a second chance.
You can't buy a second chance. All I've been trying to tell you is, Rod, that if you and Betty would quit counting up the score and call it even. Couldn't you talk it over with her?
Just coffee, Christine.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So how many people shall I prepare today?
Just the lawyer, the executors, and of course the immediate family. Oh, let's see, that would be myself, Rodney Norman, Matt Swain, my sister, Mrs. Brooks, Dowell, and Dr. Morton, 7.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Rodney.
Good morning.
How are you today, sir?
Fine, sir. Fine.
I'm sorry I can't stay and have breakfast with you, but I've got to get down to the office for a while before your mother's will is read.
Dad, later today, maybe tonight, Norman and I, well, he actually had this idea that we should talk.
About what, son?
Oh, just talk.
Well, I've got a lot of things on my mind. Once your mother's affairs are settled, we'll get to your problem. Now, don't worry. I'll take care of everything. Right, son?
You can have your breakfast alone now, if that's what you want.
That's all right. I wasn't really hungry.
I'm sorry about all this.
All this?
I was especially thinking about your mother.
Thank you.
I don't know what else to say. I know she never liked me. I guess it's putting it mildly. But I am sorry. I really mean it.
Well, I meant it when I said thank you. I wasn't being sarcastic.
Rod.
I guess I've been pretty mean to you.
It's all in the past. I mean, it can be. If you want me out of the house this afternoon when the will's read, I'll go or stay, whatever you like.
Well, you heard what my dad said.
If you want me to. If it'll make this any easier for you.
Probably be better.
I'll spend the night with my folks.
Betty, I guess I don't have to tell you how I felt, the way you tricked me into marriage. Well, let's face it, I figured I had a right.
To hate me?
The way I've treated you since, I guess I've kind of evened the score, huh?
Who keeps score?
Well, I just want you to know that I have tried to be very fair-minded and adult about us.
I don't suppose you've come to any new conclusions?
Yes, I have. I think we've punished each other enough, haven't we, Betty?
Yes.
We're not such bad people, you and me. We deserve better. We ought to wipe the slate clean, give ourselves a second chance.
Yes, Ron.
A real chance. That's why I want you to have the money.
Money?
But why not?
What you meant by a second chance?
You could go everywhere you wanted to, do anything you wanted.
Go somewhere.
If you wanted to.
Where, Rod?
Anywhere you like.
You don't care where it is, do you?
Stop twisting this.
Twisting the knife.
Look, if you just give me a chance.
To do what? The right thing?
Yes.
Your father tried to do the right thing. When I was in the hospital, oh, he was full of concern for me. He wanted me to consider my future. All the rich, wonderful experiences. Those were his words. I'll never forget them, the exact words. Oh, the rich, wonderful experiences ahead of you.
You'd have taken his advice.
I thought I was having the baby. He wanted me to go off somewhere and have the baby quietly, without any fuss or bother. Put it up for adoption.
Betty. Betty, there is no baby now.
No, but I'm still here, Rod. I'm your wife.
This isn't a marriage.
I I'm Mrs. Rodney Harrington, and I'm going to stay Mrs. Rodney Harrington. Oh, I said I'd go out of the house for tonight, and I will. I'm coming back.
Don't count on it.
You count on it. Oh, yes, Rod, you be very sure to count on it.
Thank you. Dr. Bradley's not in the lab, Dr. Rossi.
I'll try and catch him before he leaves the hospital.
Well, he has a conference at 5.
Oh.
I've been giving him all your messages. He's been very busy.
Oh, thank you, miss.
Dr. Rossi.
Oh, hello, Miss Prentice.
Is it true, Dr. Rossi?
Well, news travels fast.
I don't understand it. I took care of Mrs. Harrington. She had all the symptoms.
Yes.
Were you at the autopsy?
No, I wasn't.
If I can ever help.
Thank you. I'll let you know if there's anything, Miss Prentice. Oh, Dr. Bradley.
Oh, Dr. Rossi, how are you?
I've been trying to reach you.
I know I've had a very busy week.
Yes, so have I. Do you have a minute now?
Dr. Rossi, there's really nothing to talk about. You made a mistake. It's unfortunate.
Did I? I didn't see the autopsy reports.
Well, it was read to you at the hearing. Are you questioning the report, Dr. Rossi?
No, it isn't that. It's just, if I made a mistake, I have to find out why.
The conference is about to begin. I really must go. The report is in my file. My secretary will give it to you.
What about the tissues?
What tissues?
Well, the tissues on the pancreas and the ulcer. Are they in the lab?
Dr. Rossi, this was all gone into great length in the hearing.
May I have your permission now to go into the lab and examine those tissues?
The tissue is healthy, Dr. Rossi. There was no perforation of the duodenum. There was no infection in the pancreas, as I stated quite plainly in the report. We don't keep healthy tissue.
You don't?
No, we destroy them.
Since when? Is that new procedure?
No. I used my discretion, Dr. Rossi. Look, I've been running this lab for a great many years, and no one, Dr. Rossi, has ever questioned my ability, my procedures, my integrity. If you have any further questions, I suggest you take them up with Dr. Morton.
Dr. Sherman, are you assigned to the lab?
I was. I'm an OB now, Dr. Rossi.
Oh, I'm interested in the Harrington autopsy, Mrs. Catherine Harrington. Did you assist Dr. Bradley in that?
Oh.
Well, weren't you on duty?
He said he didn't need me.
Dr. Bradley did it alone?
Yes.
What happens to the healthy tissues? Are they usually destroyed?
Dr. Bradley gives the order.
Well, how often does he give that order?
Not very often. Excuse me, Dr. Rossi.